Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather next 10 to 14 days for today's video. Day 10 will take us to the 1st of February, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with GFS and ECM ensembles, because we're going to around a couple of weeks, have a look at CFSV2 at the end of the video. For the next 4 weeks, I shall get on that for you in a moment. Just saying, the first video today was not our 6am upload. There's no 6am upload today, but it should be back tomorrow. We also have, however, released a weekend broadcast and the ECMWF 42 days / 6 weeks ahead, so please check out those 2 videos if you'd like to do that. Please like, share, subscribe on the vids. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Right, so I'm going to start off with the CET then. So central temperature is now standing at 5 degrees. That is 1.5 degrees above 61 to 90 average. That's provisional to the 21st of January. That will probably hold quite steady, maybe shave a couple of degrees, or a tenth of degrees off. I think you're going to finish somewhere in the 4s when we take into account downwards corrections. So, you know, it's going to be a mild and average, but probably not all that excessively so. But certainly will be mild and average for 61 to 90. However, from the 81 to 2010, and particularly the 91 to 20 average, and more modern average years, probably isn't going to be excessively mild, to be honest. Quite typical, really, of like a modern January. These were GFS, upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. The next couple of weeks, we're at Birmingham today. So the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Birmingham. We're starting off above average at the moment. We're going to say generally above average now through to month's end. Of course, a lot of this is involved with high pressure, so we don't necessarily realise the above average temperatures on the surface, but a relatively mild for the rest of January. From an upper air temperature perspective, there is a cooling trend now that's appeared again for the first week of February. So we had this couple of days ago that the GFS and its ensembles backed off from it. Yesterday and the day before, we saw a bit of a back off on this colder first week of February. Looks like the GFS ensembles are sort of picking up on that possibility again. So we do see that the white line, which if you ensemble mean goes quite significantly above the red line, or below the red line, I should say, which is the 30-year temperature average. So maybe getting colder into the first week of February, although given what's happened this winter, I still wouldn't necessarily put all that much truck on that. Loads of dry weather as well over the next few days, we're gradually getting more unsettled through the first week of February. So if it does get cold enough, there could be some snow around through the first week of February. But the question is, will it actually get cold enough? Sea level pressure looks like that. A little bit of a drop in pressure on the way into February, perhaps. Now we've got very high pressure, around 1,040 millibars. It does drop, though, as we move, through the first week of February, going between 1,010 and 1,020 millibars. 2-meter temperatures look like that. So, generally, for Birmingham, quite coolish at the moment. Does rise into the end of the month, however, going quite mild. And then there is, like, a cooling trend that's going on as we move through the first week of February, with some quite cold ensemble members actually appearing. Snow road looks like that. So again, not much snow for Birmingham over the next week or so, but getting to February, and clearly the spikes are returning. So there might be the potential for a little bit of wintry weather here as we go into, February. That's how things are looking in terms of the extended GFS upper air temperature ensemble, so relatively mild the rest of January, and then we start going to be colder for a while through early February, probably back towards average as we get into the middle part of February. So it only looks like a relatively brief cooler period there for the first week of the month, although of course this is all very, very extended stuff. Snow spikes increasing through early part of February, and then again maybe into the middle of the month as well. But I think it's more this early part of February, first week of February, that we've got to focus on. So you may get a cold snap into early February, but there's no certainty about that at the moment. Let's just wait and see where things go. Temperature anomalies from the 22nd to the 30th of January going to be above average, especially for central and northern parts of the country. Precipitation anomalies from the 22nd to 30th of January, they are going to be drier than normal. The latest wind flow map from earthnullschool.net shows that high pressure is well and truly dominating the weather. It's in control and will stay so during the next week. Check out weekend forecast for more about that. So this is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Tuesday. Ridge of high pressure through the country, and that high pressure then sticks with us into Wednesday. A little bit of low pressure coming in from the Atlantic into Thursday. Could be some wind and rain into the north and west. And we get through into Friday and Saturday. We've got a lot of high pressure to the south with lower pressure up to the north. Winds again coming in from that relatively mild westerly direction. That takes it to quite a mild end to the month. Icon is looking like this. Again, high pressure dominates the weather through Tuesday into Wednesday. A little bit of weakening of high pressure on Thursday, but back into higher pressure again, especially for the south on Friday into Saturday. And that draws in this very mild, if not quite warm, southwesterly wind. And that goes on all the way up to midday on Saturday with high pressure over France, low pressure around Iceland again in our coming those very, very mild southwesterly winds. Okay, let's move on to the GFS then, show. So this is the GFS midnight, right, again with high pressure dominating the weather on Tuesday, gradually easing the high pressure a little bit. If we went into Thursday, some low pressure just coming into the northwest. That brings some cloud and rain there, but very little into the south. I mean, high pressure re-establishes across the south through Friday into Saturday with low pressure out to the northwest. We do draw in this southwesterly wind, and that could be a very, very mild southwesterly. So as we end January, you know, we could do so on a very, very mild note as we began it, you know, but probably not quite to that excess because the origins of the air with this west-southwest, you're not coming as far south as like the New Year's Day southwesterly, which is more like a southerly, really, and coming away from Africa and, you know, very, very, very long way south. He's not coming as far south as that, but nevertheless, it will be quite a mild aim to January, potentially with the GFS midnight run. By the final day of the month, a cold front pushing southwards bring a band of rain and possibly turning wind into the northwest, then maybe going a little bit colder for Scotland. To our extended range beyond day 10, turning increasingly unsettled and cold through the first week of January, with low pressure diving in from the north, pulling in the wind to the northerly, so a little bit of a cold snap there around the 4th of February, before we go back into those milder southwesterly winds once again. This other GFS 6Z is looking once more. High pressure will be in the ascendancy on Tuesday, gradually slipping southwards through the middle and second half of the week, a little bit more of southwesterly picking up into the northern half of the country at the end of the week and into the weekend. Again, we're going to have high pressure to our south, low pressure way to the northwest, so the cold front will be pushing into the northwest, bringing some outbreaks of rain. Up to day 10, which is the 1st of February, will look like that. Again, higher pressure just to our south-southwest, low pressure to the north, and winds again coming in from a westerly direction. In the extended range with the GFS 6, the high pressure really pulling out a long way into the Atlantic, and we actually pull off like a cold northerly blast. You get a northerly blast there around the 2nd through to the 3rd of February, so much colder with the GFS 6 then through the first week of February, and then an attempt to build up a Scandinavian high as we get through to the very end of the 6 gets us to the 7th of February. I'm not sure about that, but there is an attempt anyway to build the Scandinavian high up by the end of the first week of February. Moving on to GM, if you enjoyed the video, please give smash the like button, sub to the channel, thanks so much everybody for doing that, and drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Thank you so much. Moving on to the GM, again, high pressure is dominating weather through much of the coming week and into the weekend. It will be mild and mainly dry in the south, a little bit more unsettled up in the north. And then again, same idea, a little bit of a cold snap, looks very transitory, but a little bit of cold snap maybe by day 9 and 10 as the wind turns into the north. The high pressure just showing signs of pulling out further into the middle part of the Atlantic, maybe a little bit more amplification. ECM, again, with high pressure well and truly in control of the weather, a little bit more unsettled and cooler from Wednesday to Thursday with a northwesterly wind. And then our high pressure is back into our south, low pressure is up to the north. That brings milder, wetter weather to the northern half of the country by day 10. We look like that mild to the southwest and bringing in the wind from off the Atlantic, looking rather wet and windy and relatively mild at that point, I would have thought. These are the precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from tometeo.com. So again, loads of dry weather over the next few days, but it does turn a little bit more unsettled towards the middle and second half of the week with some showery bursts of rain. That was quite interesting, around 216 hours rain and potentially a little bit of snow pushing in across England and Wales. Let's go back to the ECM and see how that happens. So it's from this little area of low pressure just here. So there's a developing low just there to west of Ireland at midnight on the 30th of January. By midnight on the 31st, that area of low pressure zips across the south, is moving into low country. It's actually colder to bring a little bit of snow into central parts of England. I'm not sure about that, but of course, if it came off, would be the first significant snowfalls of the of the winter. Again, not really all that sure about that. I suspect that feature will be eliminated probably in reality. But eventually, anyway, that gets out of the way, and we finish up quite wet and windy. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10, which gets us to the 1st of February. 29 members of the ECM ensembles with a ridge of above average heights out to our west, a trough of below average heights to our east, and that brings the wind in from like a westerly type direction. So relatively mild, but quite unsettled at day 10 with that. And then 22 of low pressure more over top of the country. Of course, that is going to be very, very unsettled indeed. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 6th of February. 19 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure right over top of the country, looking very unsettled. Another 19 pulling the high pressure out into the Atlantic with low pressure to our east, and we bring in the wind with a northwesterly direction, and then 13 with a ridge of high pressure through the country and into northern Europe. That's going to be the driest option, and probably relatively mild as well. So we might find ourselves back to high pressure again in the first week of February. You'll notice they don't look particularly cold, these scenarios, so except for a 19 here, but perhaps does hint at a little bit of a cold snap. But as we go through the first week of February, not that much sign of a cold snap. I suppose around the 4th of February we have got this option, which is like a northerly, so that's probably doing what the 6Z is doing, but this one is a milder, wetter option, and then this one is back to high pressure and drier weather. So very inconclusive about whether we pull off a cold snap in the first week of February or not. So there's V2 finally. These are 500 millibar heights broken down into week pairs. The first week pair takes from 22nd, 28th of January. The coming week is dominated by high pressure, so we'll have plenty of dry weather to come. Into week 2, which will be the 29th of January to the 4th of February, low pressure will be to the north. High pressure pulls out into the Atlantic. So turning more unsettled, maybe a cold snap in there somewhere, but certainly turning more unsettled. Week 3 gets back to high pressure, though. Look at this. 5th to the 11th of February, CFS very, very quickly wanting to get us back to higher pressure across much of northern and western Europe. And then finally, week 4, 12th to the 18th of February, very anticyclonic. And high pressure is extending back to the Siberian high, so we're not all that far away from pulling like a cold easterly there. We just need to drift that high pressure ever so slightly further northwards, so we would get wind going into the east. That's a proper block that's setting up there, a proper block of high pressure. And if that was just go just a little bit further northwards, then the wind could get into the east. So maybe hints of like the Siberian high beginning to show its hand by the time we get through to the middle of February. Wouldn't that be a turn up for the book? We shall see, time will tell. Right, if you enjoyed the video, please do smash the like button and make sure you're subbed to our channel. Thank you so much for doing that. Don't forget to tell your friends and family about GavsWeatherVids and drop a comment. Let us know if you're missing all of our videos. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Right, we're done then. So we may get a cold snap in the first week of February. Then again, we may not. So let's just wait and see where things go over the next couple of days, and we'll keep you updated. That's it for today's video. Tomorrow, we're going to have a 6 AM upload, hopefully, and a 10 to 14 day, and then with a bit of luck, we'll be able to live stream tomorrow evening. So I'll keep you everybody updated about that, of course. Right, so that's it, though, for today, 10 to 14 day. You've enjoyed the rest of your Saturday, and thanks for watching.